Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry from Mowers and Blowers again. As you guys know, I was planning on working on episode 14 yesterday, just to, put that Craftsman Lt1000 project to bed. It was supposed to be episode 14 yesterday on that Craftsman with that opposed twin engine in it. But you know how things go, when you have my friends Larry and Bob saying, hey, come over and pick up that generator that I'm going to give you and come check out my latest Horde. And so, of course, I was planning on just going over there to pick it up, maybe spend an hour over there just screwing around, looking at his stuff, right? And then push comes to shove, what happens? Well, we end up doing a project, swapping out a starter, which was a good episode yesterday because we got that DYT4000 that he picked up from upstate New York, and or did he pick that up from New Jersey or something like that? And it ran great, so it was a good success yesterday. So far this year, in the month of January of 2020, I've had more failures than successes, so that's not good. So yesterday was a good start to the year on getting a success. On the way home, I needed some gas for this thing, so I put 60 bucks in there, and that got me about 21 gallons, which is pretty good, Anyway, so as you know, this van, it's got about 133,000 miles on it. Really not that many miles for these Super Duty E350s. These things go up to like 300,000 miles. So I'm pretty happy with this van. I only paid like 2,200 bucks for it. They're supposed to be 2,500, but I traded a Snow Commander worth $300 for him, so that decreased my price to 2,200, which I was very happy. Two birds with one stone. Get a discount on the van and get rid of one of my snowblowers, you know what I mean? Anyway, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had put in a can of Lucas Oil upper cylinder fuel treatment, and honestly, engine's quieter, runs smoother, more responsive. I mean, there's something to it, seriously. But so when I was giving feedback to my friends over at Lucas Oil Products, they told me, Henry, you should try our Deep Clean fuel system cleaner. That works even better. So I've got a bottle of this. This is good up to, treats up to 15 gallons. So I'm just gonna dump this whole jar in here, or bottle. Still pretty cold today. It's Friday, and I'm looking forward to Super Bowl weekend. I'm neither a fan of the 49ers or the Chiefs. They got the spread at 1.5 Chiefs, right? And the over and under is 54.5. So I bet my mailman, I didn't see him yesterday, but he told me he would take, I told him it's so close that I don't even know, So whatever he takes, I'll take the opposite. And we're gonna go $25 on 2 bets. So I'm gonna play him the spread, $25. He picked the Kansas City Chiefs. I guess I'll have to take the 49ers. It really doesn't matter, you know what I mean? So that's $25. Also, we're betting on the over and under. He took the under, so I'll have to take the over, So I'm gonna hope that the 49ers win or lose by less than 1, right? Or 1, because it's 1.5. And then I hope that it's over 54.5 on the combined score. I also have another pick 5 pool that I do too, but I never win that, so it doesn't matter. So I got like a $50 bet with Quinn, my mailman. Shout out to Alfredo Dirks. He's relatively a new commenter, maybe a couple months or something like that, but he's probably been watching for a while. I raised the issue of, now how am I going to get that damn generator that I got from Bob and Larry out of my van by myself, And so he says, why don't you use your radio flyer? It's about the same height as your bumper. You can just slide it onto the, the radio flyer and roll it away. I'm like, genius. I had a home light generator a while back. That thing was heavier than hell. Holy hell. This one's not as heavy. So what do you think? Like that? Man, I hope I don't hurt myself. Because you don't want to hurt yourself. can't do anything if you hurt yourself. Holy cow.
You better hurt yourself, Henry. I can see it now.
Shut up!
I'm telling you, you better wait for your friend. Don't do it yourself. You better hurt yourself.
Just shut up! Leave me alone! I'm trying to do something here. Damn!
Henry, it doesn't look good.
You know, he's right, it doesn't look good. Because this is wider than this. What if it tips over? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, Henry. Don't do it, Henry. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Coach! Huh? Hurt myself, huh? There you go. That's perfect, Ralph. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hurt myself. I'm an expert. So today I'm going to finish off that LT1000 project that's taken 14 episodes to do. I'm going to grind down the loose paint chips and the rust on the mower deck. And then I'm going to go over it with some quick color black, gloss black spray paint that I got for 99 cents at Home Depot. The right front tire is flat. The left rear tire is flat. I'm also going to go in the backyard and see which one of my carcasses of crap have decent wheels on it, so I can just do a swap-a-roo so I keep the good inflated tires and get rid of the lousy tires. Bookends in here along with my 21 gallons of gas. By the way, gas has been at such a low price that I haven't seen in probably a decade. $2.37 for regular cash money. For $2.37, that's pretty good, man. Larry also gave me an old can of dark hunter green from Rust-Oleum. He says that's the closest you're going to get to the Craftsman green color. If you wanted to really get exactly the one, it's called Polo Green, made by Duplicolor, but that's like 30 bucks. Am I going to pay 30 bucks just to paint the nose of my hood? Of course not! So I'm just going to use a little bit of Larry's paint. Thank you very much. Gonna have to mask all that stuff up again though. Masking paint is such a pain in the butt. Just saying, you couldn't get it started, right? Is this a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke? Because look at this gas. It's so dark, you know what I mean? Since I see the oil filler drain thing, right? It means that it's a 4-stroke, even though I don't see where you put in the oil. It does take oil, but I just couldn't figure out where you put it in, you know what I mean? There's no find any dipstick. Dipstick?
Cletus, you know what you are? You're a dipstick. A 14-karat dipstick.
So I just figured it out. I've never seen this before, but this is actually the oil reservoir. So you always fill it up to here, I guess, and oil continuously will be able to be sucked into the crankcase as needed. Obviously, duh, gas tank's right there. So this is Earl, and that's gas. You're always gonna see that if you run out of Earl, it's obvious, you know what I mean? I put the spark plug in the hole just so that rain doesn't get into the thing. The recoil starter here with a bunch of magnetos, that's the issues that we have here, right? I'm not gonna be able to get to this anytime soon, I don't think. I have so many projects ahead of it. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I put a large garbage bag placed on sideways. It's good protection until I get around to it. That'll do. So as you can see, a lot of grass, a lot of chip paint, some rust, surface rust. As you can see, the hood, while it looks better than before, it's still black over there. So I'm just going to take some of that dark green Hunter from Rust-Oleum that Larry gave me. It's about a third left, maybe. Should be enough to just coat that black and at least blend it into a green, you know. This tire's good. This tire's flat. Right front is flat. Right rear is good. I'm gonna drop the deck on this thing. By the way, this one needs a push button. There ain't no push button, see? I gotta use my fingers. I'll drop it down. I'm gonna set up and get ready to do some grinding. So there it is, fellas. Obviously, I can't literally drive it out of my garage since it's already out of my garage. But as you saw from the time lapse, I grinded and scraped the excess rust and loose chip paint from the old paint job. You know, I think at one time it might have been painted 3 other times because I saw layers of black and white and green. So he may have had some primer or whatever. It was like 3 layers of stuff on here. So with that, it's protected pretty well from the rust, you know. So I grinded that out, and you saw I used that spray thing and with the pistol grip that I had on there, and it does make it easier, you know what I mean? So if you guys were interested in getting that pistol grip, it was only $3 at Home Depot, and it really did make it easier. It almost made it feel like it was a spray gun, you know. As you also saw, we sprayed the hood with that dark hunter green that Larry gave me. It was only like a quarter can. As you could see, it's okay, right? But it's still too light, you know. But it's okay. I kind of blended it into that the darker hood. I mean, it's okay, but it's not great, you know. But sure better than before. I mean, you saw what it was like before. You know what I'm saying? Also, there was you saw there was rust around that area, so I grinded that out and just covered it. Hey, it's better than having rust, you know. As you also saw, I took some of that black spray paint, the Quick Color, for 98 cents, and I just went over it. Because the Quick Color is 98 cents, I know why it's 98 cents. Because it's like more air in there than there is paint. I mean, it'll take forever to coat something, you know what I'm saying? But if your background's already black, it'll cover it up pretty well and pretty easily. So masking, it doesn't really get anywhere because it's, like I said, it's mostly air. So it's easy to spray with that stuff without worrying about overspray, you know. As you see, I also used ATF. That's right, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. No, automatic transmission fluid. And I went over everything, and it looks fantastic. ATF has never let me down. I put ATF on the seat. Look at that seat. That seat was already in good shape, but then after the ATF, it looks really fantastic. I didn't use the Lucas Oil ATF because that is semi-synthetic, which means that the mineral oils are a little bit of a different consistency. Now, I didn't try it, but I just used regular old Mobil 1 True ATF. I also painted the back part there with that black, so that looks pretty nice. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty stoked about the way this looks right now. I didn't think it would look this good. It does look pretty good. The paint could be better, but honestly, it's really not bad, you know? What do you guys think? Looks okay? Yeah, that looks pretty good. While I was waiting for that thing to dry, right? Screen capture. While I was waiting for this thing to dry, I also worked out the headlights too. Check it out. Ooh, can you believe that? Look at that. The headlights work. And like I said, I just tapped into the blue wire, which is a switched on. That blue wire is usually for fuel solenoids. So I just tapped into that, had a wire that put it to the ground on the frame, and then we're good to go. And you know what? What do you think about taking it for a ride? Let's take it for a ride. Choke. let's just go around the block, huh? I've got it on, it's 5 or 6. How about it, fellas? Did you think the engine would run like this? It's very smooth. Doesn't hesitate. Let's try the PTO. PTO works good. Blades are mowing. So it still has a little bit of a oil leak. That rear access cover, one of these days when it's warm, I'm gonna fix that once and for all. But man, oh man, oh man, 14 episodes to get this Craftsman Lt1000 with a 21 horsepower, 46 cubic inch opposed twin engine, rebuilt and cleaned up, and everything's worked out. It starts, runs, mows, lights work, moves forward and backwards, and I just drove around the block, and engine didn't skip a beat. Really nice. I like it a lot. 1, 2, 3. I count this as an Lt1000 too. 4, 5, 6. I have 6 Lt1000s, all with the good hood. Well, the round hood. Gosh, I don't know what my next thing is going to be, you know. I have that 13 horsepower engine that I got through a trade with 5-speed ash. I was thinking about maybe putting that on here because this one has a mower deck, you know what I mean? So I can get this going. But the mower deck is a little hinky, so I'm not sure. Or I could take the Murray apart, take the engine off, and strip the whole thing and then dump it. But I have a feeling, though, that I'm going to run into another engine and maybe a seat or something. But the thing is, though, it still doesn't have a deck, so who's going to buy it without a deck, right? So it's a shame because it's pretty complete. It's just missing an engine and seat. Oh, well, and a deck. Same thing goes for this one here. This is complete also. It just doesn't have a deck and a seat and an engine. So deck, seat, and engine. deck seat and engine. But this one here, all 4 tires and wheels, they work. I mean, they don't leak or anything. They're good front wheels, good rear wheels. You can't use MTD wheels for like a Craftsman or a Murray. The diameter of the hub is too narrow, so it won't fit on Craftsman's or Murrays. The Murrays and the Craftsman's are interchangeable. It's the MTDs, like the yard machines, and the Cub Cadets have totally different ones too. But it may fit a Troy-Bilt. But my Troy-Bilt tires are good, you know. This is an MTD, right? The front wheels are bald, even though they hold air. The back ones are 20s, which I like, but I think that one might be flat. So I might swap out these wheels onto the Cub Cadet, which is what I'm thinking is that might be something that I wanted to do, you know, next. But I don't think I will. I think my next project might be that generator that Bob and Larry gave me, because I hope, and that's again hope, that it won't take too long to get it working, you know. You just never know though, right? So I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have a video for probably 2 days because it's Super Bowl weekend, and I always look forward to Super Bowl weekend, even though it's not a team that I really, you know, I'm looking forward to. But 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Plus the GT6000, 13, plus my 0 turn, 14 lawn tractors. Hopefully this spring will be good for me, and I'll be able to sell a bunch. You know, I might lower my prices to make it even more enticing for people, just to clear out my yard. You know, it's just has gotten out of hand. You know, so got the Murray and that yard machines with no engines. That MTD Cub Cadet yellow thing has no engine. So I'm gonna put that 13 in that yellow MTD Cub Cadet. After that, I'm gonna try to rebuild another opposed twin, because I have 80% of the parts to build another opposed twin engine. If any of you guys out there have spare parts, I need the engine cover, the 2 side head tins, the bottom head tins, right, and an oil slinger. I think that's it. So that might be 2 projects in front. The next one will be the generator that Larry gave me. I appreciate you guys following me along the entire 14 episodes. I know a lot of you have, and a lot of you have helped me out. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com.